in this video, there's going to be information that RV dealerships and RV manufacturers really don't want me to share. But to me, hey, the juice is worth the squeeze. Welcome to HB RV Lifestyle. They call me the Honey Badger because I give it to you straight and transparent about the RV business. And today is your April 2025 RV industry update. Now I'm going to do this in one long take, no chapters, no editing, anything of that nature. So let's get started. First off, I want to pay my respects to a man that actually helped my growth in this industry. He recently passed away. I felt like for years him and I were really good friends. He's one of the few people that got me off my butt, out of the office, out of the dealership, and actually go out and exercise. And he started out by getting me to go play golf a lot, which is a sport I never played. And for a few years, not only did he mentor me, not only was he there for a lot of years just when I needed him to be, but I wouldn't be playing golf or always looking forward to things if it wasn't for him. And his name was Lonnie Nicholson. And I just kind of want to bring that out because the man was very important to a lot of people here on the West Coast in the RV industry. He worked for Mike Thompson's, Giant RV. He was, to me, before we kind of had a little bit of a falling out, he was one of my best friends, and he's truly going to be missed. And I'm trying not to cry because very tough, but let's move forward. So you probably saw the thumbnail with a clown girl on it. And that's because the first update I have for you is the fact that Lazy Days RV is divesting itself slowly but surely away from all of its stores. So it just, how do I put this? I don't know if the sale will go through, but we'll say that the chances of General RV expanding its West Coast position besides the Utah store is imminent. Now, I warned every factory representative that I know that if you have something at a Lazy Day store in Colorado, Arizona, or any of the West Coast, be prepared that you might be buying back the inventory. Now, I told them this over 2 months ago. I've been sitting on this information for a while because what I was told is it was a coin flip. Whether General RV was really going to put their letter of intent to purchase or not. I was told by a lot of my sources that they were possibly going to wait for Lazy Days just to close down all their stores and buy the real estate and the inventory at pennies on the dollar. I don't know what changed. I don't know what kind of kept it moving forward. I don't know if there was another party that stepped in. I have no idea. But what we do know is what I've been saying for 2 years now, is we are going to lose Lazy Days RV. I'm about 85% sure all the stores will be closed probably by the end of next year. And it's sad because it's one of the staples in this industry. It's one of the few publicly traded companies in our industry, that in our community, that actually is run like a mom and pop shop in a lot of respects. I know there are some Lazy Day stores that are run very poorly. I understand that. I understand there's Camping World stores that are absolutely terrible. But that's not every single one of them. There are a lot of Lazy Day stores, just like there's a lot of Camping World stores that are run really well. And of course, there's ones that are run like crap, but that's c'est la vie. What does that mean for you, the consumer? Not much is going to change, okay? Now, you're going to have a lot of clown show RV YouTubers that are going to make the biggest deal out of this crap because clicks and views. the problem is in this industry right now and in this community, a lot of advertisers have pulled back out of the RV industry and have decided to go down another avenue. I'll give you an example. I'm not going to name names of the company because they haven't publicly announced it yet. But I have been told in a private conversation by a company that is affiliated with the RV industry that they are going to dump all of their brand ambassadors and go everything internal. Basically, they're going to hire their own social media marketing team and begin to use AI to generate all their ads. And basically what they're going to start looking for and start doing is they're seeing on TikTok a lot of gentlemen that are out interviewing ladies in the middle of the night at bars and clubs. They're going to use that and send people traveling around campsites to interview them as they get free samples of product. This is why a lot of folks are coming up with a lot of clickbait material, getting mad at people like me that call them out on their BS. There's a lot of it's just like this complete clown show when it comes to the RV education and RV YouTube community. Now, that's not every single YouTuber. That's not every single TikToker. But we're going to say it's a big majority, okay? There's a lot of, I've now noticed that there's a lot of corporate RV dealership YouTubers, which that number has grown to 63 now. You had now 13 people open YouTube accounts that work for corporate dealerships. And now they're going into other people's comments and making stupid comments. Like, for example, Brinkley has, as you guys all know, and that's a great segue into Brinkley's crack in the fiberglass. Brinkley RV is having a problem. Now, they made it very public. They are dealing with it, and I'm very happy about that. And I'll explain to you in a minute why I'm happy about that. But Brinkley RV is having problems with their travel trailers, their fifth wheels, and their toy haulers with cracks going up the fiberglass in the front of the coach. Now, to their credit, if you want to know more about it, you can go over to the podcast. I covered that extensively on the podcast for over 2 weeks. But the short bit of the very long story is Brinkley RV is dealing with it. They're seeking outside help. They're looking to get this thing fixed. It's affecting a lot of units. And Brinkley RV, I think, in my professional opinion, is handling it pretty well. Am I going to give them the stamp of approval and say they're the best ever? No, they're nowhere even near the best coach built ever. But when you have corporate RV dealership YouTubers going into people's TikToks and Instagrams and YouTube accounts and start saying things like, oh, the cracks in the fiberglass are fake, but Brinkley RV makes the best drawers and cabinets in the industry. I mean, and I'm going to be sarcastic here. I mean, at the end of the day, structural integrity of a sidewall doesn't matter. It's the cabinets and drawers that matter in a coach, right? You let me know what you think in the comments section. But that's not a shot at Brinkley, because Brinkley never says that. It is the salespeople that are pissed off. Just like Grand Design RV salespeople were mad about frame failure and frame flex. It was affecting their sales. It was affecting their gross profit. It was affecting their paycheck because they wanted to pretend and gaslight customers that whatever they saw on the internet is completely false, even though people have video evidence of it on a mass scale. To Brinkley's credit, they're not gaslighting their consumers or their customers. They're actually handling it. Now, do I still feel like they're overpriced and overhyped and they've been put on a platform that they shouldn't, or I'm sorry, a pedestal that they should never have been put on? Absolutely. Am I happy that a RV manufacturer, no matter what the intentions are actually coming out and saying, hey, my bad, we screwed up, but we're going to fix it? I love that. You're not blaming it on the consumer. You're not blaming it on the customer. Your explanation sucks. Okay? You saying it's an adhesive problem is just the biggest BS pile of crap explanation ever. But I don't care. I really don't. I don't care what the explanation is. I just like to hear, hey, our bad, we screwed up. It's a big problem. We're going to handle it. We're not going to let it drag on forever. We're going to get this handled. And I guarantee you, and I've said this on the podcast, I guarantee you that the sidewall, whatever is wrong with it, and I believe, and you could go check out the podcast if you want a more detailed 45-minute explanation. But the reality is I believe there's not enough flex in the wall, and that's why they're cracking. I don't think it has anything to do with the chassis. And again, check out the podcast if you want more detail. I'm trying to keep this short and simple. So the reality is that the people that are gaslighting and trying to avoid the subject are the salespeople at the dealerships and the corporate dealership YouTubers that want to pretend like nothing's wrong. Hey, good for you. All right. So now we really need to get into something that is not so much a clown show, but more or less there's a lot of misunderstandings about interest rates and RV loans, okay? A lot of folks are getting pissed off because they got 830 scores and they're being quoting 9%, 10% on loans. It is true that if I was at a dealership like I am, I would quote people a little differently because I have a little bit more knowledge about how RV loans work. But when it comes to truck campers, when it comes to fifth wheels, when it comes to motorhomes and toy haulers and travel trailers, interest rates are going to be high, okay? Higher than what you're used to, but not higher than what I originally came into this industry with. When I originally came into this industry, interest rates for really good credit was around 15, 16%. That was a prime rate. That was good credit. Bad credit was around 25 to 27%. Okay? So where we are today is actually lower and better than it was 15 years ago. Almost 16 years ago. The reality is rates are still decently low for a recreational product. What we went through during part of the Obama years and part of the Trump years, and even part of the Biden years, a very short portion of the Biden years, we were spoiled. We were spoiled with 4%, 3.5%, 5%, 6%. We were spoiled rotten. Now when mortgage rates are up, car rates are up, RV rates are up, everybody thinks it's, oh my God, it's the end of the world. So the reality is interest rates are going to be in the high 7s to the high 9s for good credit. No one can predict what that rate's going to be because the banks don't go off your credit score alone. Okay, people have this misunderstanding. There's several factors. In fact, there's 3 factors to an interest rate in the RV industry. Number 1 is the dollar amount financed. Okay, so you're going to get a better interest rate at $50,000 financed than you are at $10,000 financed. Number 2 is the term and down payment of the actual unit. So for the actual deal, for example, you go to your local credit union because they have 799 or 749. Fabulous. But then you find out it's a 6-year loan or 7-year loan and your payment's astronomical. But you wanted to put 0 down. But if you went to the dealership and they have a program through US Bank or BMO or whatever bank it may be, and you put 10% down, yeah, the rate's 8.74, but you get a 10-year loan or 12-year loan or 15-year loan, and the payment's more affordable. Now, let me start with this. Well, just pay cash. That's all you got to do is just pay cash. First off, less than 4% of RVs are sold with absolute cash. So, should we only cater to the 4%? You know what? Let me know in the comments section. If you're a cash buyer and you believe everybody should pay cash, do you believe that basically only 4% of the entire United States and Canada should RV? Is that what you're selling everybody? Let me know in the comments section. Love to hear about it. Now, here's the thing. If by any chance you're looking for more information about how RV loans work, then you want to click on that video right there. Until next time, remember that RV stands for what? Toolkit and sense of humor, folks. Have a good one.